I'm Avi.
And I'm Terry.
We're a dad
and daughter, and we're watching, reviewing, and ranking every MCU movie leading up to Avengers Endgame. Today, we're going to be discussing Thor, which was released on May 2nd, 2011. It was directed by Kenneth Branagh. It had a budget of $150 million and brought in a box office of $449.3 million. So, Avi, what was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is when Thor tries to pull out the hammer, and then he realizes that he can't because his dad, realized that he wasn't a good king, and so he tries to make himself better because he realizes he was not a good king.
Okay. My favorite scene, this was tough. I like a lot of the stuff where he feels like he doesn't really fit in, like the part when he goes into the pet store asking for a horse. Because he needs to get to the hammer.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, we just have dogs and cats here. And he's like, well, then give me one big enough to ride. But my actual favorite scene is at the very end when Thor gets Mew Mew.
Great.
And his suit comes on and Jane looks at him. And she's like, is that how you usually look? And he's like, yes. And she's like, it's a good look.
I don't think she says it like
It's exactly how she says it. And it's awesome. It's my favorite scene in the movie.
Okay.
What is your least favorite scene?
My least favorite scene is when he goes to kill all of that. What's that place called with all the frost giants?
Jotunheim.
That's what I thought it was.
Which you should know because you watched me play God of War, but go on.
Okay.
Spoilers for God of War. Go on.
So, I didn't like that scene because it didn't feel very important. I mean, it shows that he's, not a good king, but I just didn't enjoy watching the scene.
Yeah, it's like he's a little arrogant at the beginning, too.
Yeah, so I really don't want to see him arrogant.
Like the way that he was, celebrating when Jotun was going to make him king or whatever at the beginning.
Yeah,
So,
because, he's usually really funny and hilarious, and he just wasn't funny or hilarious. He was just weird and mean.
Yeah, and it was weird, too. I think this movie's setting up a lot of Thor's personality and stuff too that we're gonna pay off later. Obviously, I don't know how you felt, but when I was watching it, all I could think was man, I can't wait for Ragnarok. I can't wait for that immigrant song. Same. So yeah, my least favorite scene was any scene that involved what I am going to refer to from here on out as the Warriors Disposable.
Disposable?
Because I honestly couldn't tell you what their names are. I know that it's three dudes and Lady Sif.
I thought you were calling them the Warriors Forgettable.
Oh, no, Warriors. I call them the Warriors Disposable in my notes. The one guy looks like Gimli, so they've got Gimli.
Okay.
They've got the one Asian guy, who's, I don't know his name, and then they've got the guy with he's like a fencing sword guy.
Yeah, it's very weird.
But
I like the girl.
Lady Sif, she seems cool, and I think there's an interesting thing in Thor 2 where she's in love with Thor, but so she's a little jelly of Jane. We'll get to that.
Wait, don't the Warriors Disposable die really quickly in Thor Ragnarok?
We will get there. Don't spoilers for those of you who are watching along with us.
Spoiler alert, although it's kind of too late.
So we did favorite scene. We did your least favorite scene was the Jotunheim when he's attacking the frost giants. Who is your favorite character?
Thor-ish.
Why?
Because I feel like he really changed throughout the movie. At first he's very arrogant and not good. And then he's not very nice. And then he gets very nice. And so he gets the hammer back because he wants them all to run so that they can get out in time, and he's going to sacrifice himself.
Oh yeah, the destroyer thing.
Yeah.
We should give some background on the plot or whatever. But
the
destroyer
they would have watched it.
Oh, that's true. The destroyer comes, and so you're saying at the end he's ready to sacrifice himself to get everybody else out of there.
And then he gets Mew Mew.
Yeah. So then
because that's a real king thing.
Yeah. Because Odin, my other favorite scene. Oh, my other favorite scene.
Oh my goodness! I don't know what you're talking about.
My other favorite scene is when Odin is like, "But you're not king yet," and then he whispers into the thing, whoever has the power, whoever holds this hammer shall have the power of Thor or whatever.
You kind of said that kind of loud.
So I kind of like that part.
My eardrums are broken.
So your favorite
bleeding.
character is Thor. And your reasoning was because he shows a lot of growth.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who's your favorite character?
I'm going to give it to a duo. And it's mostly because of what I'm looking forward to in Thor the Dark World. I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth.
Ew.
Looking forward to it, Thor the Dark World. And then sad about in Ragnarok, I really like Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. And so I made my favorite character Jane/Darcy because, and I think Darcy gets bonus points because she calls Mjolnir Mew Mew. And she's really funny. And she hits Thor with the car twice. So I'm going favorite character Jane/Darcy.
I like Darcy more than
Honorable mention to Thor's blonde eyebrows, which I could not stop looking at throughout the whole movie.
That's my least favorite character. Moving into least favorite
moving in
characters.
on what a segue, Av. It's like you're like a real podcaster. Least favorite characters who?
Thor's blonde eyebrows.
Tell us more.
He dyed them. So they like blend in with his face. So sometimes if you just kind of take a quick look at the screen, it looks like he has no eyebrows. And like the color isn't even the same color as his hair. So it's just blonde eyebrows.
Yeah, I thought the wig was a little extra blonde.
That was a wig?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if it was his real hair.
Oh.
And whoever's decision it was to dye his eyebrows, it's just fail.
Fire them.
Total fail. Can I go?
Yeah.
Least favorite character for me, I've already mentioned them, and I have it written down in my notes here as the Warriors Disposable.
I love that.
I get that they have a part to play in this.
Call them that forever.
But I just like I honestly, if I can't remember your characters' names, I'm really putting that on you.
They're disposable.
We should talk a little bit about let me ask you this question before we dive into like the rankings and stuff. Because you did you did your least favorite character was Thor's eyebrows.
Yeah.
What do you think about Loki in this movie?
I don't know. He just seems pretty evil, and like in the other movies, he's sort of like a mix, and in this movie, he was just all evil. So I don't know. It was weird. At first, he was nice.
Well,
but you kind of get to see why he was mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously like he's got a sad backstory.
Yeah.
With like him realizing that he was a frost giant or whatever.
Yeah.
But then we never hear about that ever again. Basically.
No, we hear about it in Thor Ragnarok. We see him, the play.
Oh, right. The little play. And look, God, I can't wait till we get to that movie. I guess it's hard because we're going to watch Avengers next. Spoiler alert, we've already watched Captain America the First Avenger.
Ha ha ha
we just haven't
you've
recorded
all
it yet.
been tricked.
It's amazing, the miracle of recording. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Loki in that. Because as we know at the end of this, he falls off into space. You think, oh, he's dead. Nope,
oh, no.
He ain't dead. He's chilling with Thanos, about to get a scepter thing.
Dad! Spoilers
and
alert. Dad, you got to put a spoiler.
Possibly has the Mind Stone in it. We'll see. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Loki in this. I guess like it's not like a fully formed Loki compared to what we see later. Especially like I really like Loki in Ragnarok.
Yeah. Because he's sort of nice, but sort of.
Well, and there's like
he just wants to be.
Let's not get to Ragnarok. But like, I guess like for Thor and Loki, like neither one of them is really the person that we're used to seeing yet, right?
Nope.
Like they're gonna change a lot. And in context, Avi and I went to go see Captain Marvel this weekend too, and we're not going to spoil it now. But like, I think let's revisit this conversation when we review Captain Marvel. Let's talk about Thor and Steve Rogers when we get to that. So, so let's get to our rankings because we're running low on time here. As of now, from last to first, Avi has ranked number 3, The Incredible Hulk, number 2, Iron Man, number 1, Iron Man 2. Avi, where are you putting Thor?
Iron Man 2 is at the first.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man 1 is at second. And Thor's at the third, just because of his eyebrows. It's kind of distracting. So the Incredible Hulk is still at the bottom.
So as of this moment, our rankings of our MCU goes: number 1, Iron Man 2. Number 2, Iron Man. Number 3, Thor. Number 4, The Incredible Hulk. Tune in next time, and Avi and I will be ranking and reviewing Captain America, the First Avenger. Adios, guys.
Adios.